Hello, my name is Em, and we are here on the Twitch SMP where we have been building a really nice treehouse village area with our trading hall, our starter base, and our iron farm. Now, while the builds that we've put in here so far are looking really nice, there are some big areas in the skyline that are missing areas. Mostly right here with our farming area, back here, and over here with our portal, which, because our portal is, well, just looking a little drab right now as it's a normal portal. So today we are going to fix both of those problems with the area here and our portal by building 2 new tree houses. And before we can even start building these areas, we are going to need to get some resources and also clear out the areas so we can actually build them. And so we can kill 2 birds with 1 stone by mining out a bunch of these spruce trees to clear the area for the tree, as well as get a bunch of the spruce needed for the build. Now, we cleared out the area over here and we did get a decent amount of spruce, but we are going to need more. Thankfully, we got a bunch of spruce from clearing out the area needed to put our iron farm here. Now, we are going to need to clear out some area for another portal tree, so let's get rid of all these acacia woods as well as some of the spruce trees behind it. Now we've cleared that all out. So now we need to go and collect up a bunch of the materials that are needed. Wood-wise, we're going to need some pale oak. We're going to need some cherry, which we don't have any, so we're going to need to mine that. And we're going to need some jungle. Now we do need some cherry and pale oak leaves, so let's grow up some of these trees so we can get some of those leaves. Now, wood-wise, we're pretty good with everything we need here for the portal build, and we are also pretty good with everything we need over here for the farm treehouse. Now, one thing, though, we are missing over here for this one is a bunch of dark oak leaves. So let's go to my favorite place to get those, which is the dark oak forest. Every time I need dark oak leaves, I come over here to the dark oak forest, and I've been steadily trimming off the tops of all the trees. And so we're going to deforest even more. We collected a whole shocker box of dark oak leaves here, and it definitely made the forest look a little bit flatter at the treetops. But you know, it's for the good of the cause. With that, we got more of the materials collected for the farm tree. Now we need a bunch of glass for the nether portal tree, and we have a little bit left over from the last episode. Okay, we got 4 stacks left over from the last episode. But we are going to need way more than that. So it's back off over to the sand areas to mine out some more of our sand deposits over here. And that should be enough sand for what we need for today. So now we just need to go and throw it into our furnaces. And now we just need to wait for all of it to cook up. So while we wait for the glass to go cook up, let's go and get the dyes that are needed for it. Now we need pink, purple, and magenta. So we're going to get a bunch of our rose bushes here for red, as well as a bunch of pink petals here for pink. And then for our blue dye to make the purple, we are going to use lapis lazuli. You can also get magenta dye from our lilac, so let's just make a few of those. And now we should have all the dye we need. We now have all the glass melted up, so let's go and craft it. And there we go, we got all the glass that we need. Now for our farming tree, we're going to need a bunch of mud, so we're going to transform all this dirt into mud. And that is the last of the mud. Now we just need to go and grab a bunch of wheat so we can turn it into packed mud. Thankfully, I made a big wheat field in the last video, so that will be an easy task right here. There we go. We got 2 stacks of packed mud, all that we need. And with that, there really are only a couple more things that we need, and all of that can be found in the shopping district. So we're just going to go do that and have someone else do all the hard work instead of me. So we're going to be stopping by a couple different shops here today. First off, the wood shop, which we're going to be getting some mangrove logs, which we need We're gonna need about 3 stacks, so there we go. Since we're here, I might as well grab some rockets. And then we need to find a place to see if they anywhere sells some end rods or the makings of end rods. Now, no one, I think they're all out of end. Yeah, they're all out of end rods. So let's see if they have any chorus. Chorus flowers. It is 1 for 16. Okay, I will buy that. So we can grow our own chorus flowers. And now we just need to find some blaze rods. Which there are some blaze rods right in here, which are 2 diamonds per 64, which is perfect since those are the last of them. Now we just need to go back to base, plant the coarse fruit, and make some end rods. While we wait for that to grow, there's one more thing I forgot we needed, and that is some red nether bricks. So let's mine up a little bit of our nether wart here. And then let's grab some of our nether bricks that are in here to make a whole bunch of red nether brick. Now if we mine this up and smelt them up, we now have all the end rods needed for the build. We have all the items needed for both the nether portal and for the farm tree. And so we can now get to building. And I think we're gonna start off with the farm tree. Now I want to build this farm tree so the middle is about here. So if we build up to, I don't know, like Y98 or so, maybe build a little platform out here so that we can get a water stream in. So now if we build out a nice big platform here so that we can have our placement of the tree, we should then be able to build it nice up and tall. Okay, now that we have a rough platform, let's bring up a very tall pillar of spruce. Like so, and another one over here just to mirror it. And that's gonna be the rough height of the trunk for this build. So I wanna make a little entrance point here. So we're gonna build up a little bit here so we can make a nice, oops, missed that. Maybe put in a fence gate right there, and then something kind of like this. Yep, that works. And then if we put some spruce in here like that, behind there, and put in a door, maybe? I think that'll end up looking pretty good as an entrance. Now all we need to do is then build up the roots and some other parts of the trunk, and then we can get some more things going off. So we've gotten a good amount of this done so far, and basically we have this nice little entrance that goes into the base of the tree, and then we're gonna have a bubble column going up, and I need to get some magma, but we will have a bubble column coming down so we can traverse between the multiple different layers of the tree. And now we just need to pretty much just build even more of this up so that we get even higher up with all the different layers. So let's go do that. So I've done some more work to this, and I think it's looking pretty good on the outside. I got a nice little curve here with this branch. And if we head on up, you'll see that we have this little area here, which it comes on out to a nice little porch. And this porch will wrap around a bit. And we'll have similar porches to this all up throughout the actual tree. Now I am using some stained glass here as a way to basically block the water from coming on out. And when we come up higher up, there will be some more areas like right here. I plan to have a platform here where there will be some crops being grown to be part of this farm tree, which will be able to tie in all the farmlands that I hope to plan on building up here in a future video. Well, that's enough of middle of build updates. Let's just go and finish the rest of this build. I think this tree is looking really, really good and is almost done. We just have a few last finishing touches to add to it. The first of that is to add some crops to the actual area up top. So let's grab some of our carrots down here, as well as some of our potatoes. And now let's go and plant these up here. And with that, the build is done. So let's take a big look at it from the outside. So from down here, it's looking pretty good. If we enter into the build, you can see we have the these water columns that we can go into and get out of, and the different layers. So up here we have just a top layer where we can go down this ladder to get into our multiple little farm areas here with carrots and potatoes. We got down here with this layer, as well as we can go down to another layer lower down here, which we can add stuff in the future if we want. Overall, I think the build looks really nice, and it definitely helped fill in the skyline. While the tree itself is done, we need to work a little bit here down on the terraforming, as it isn't looking really that good. So let's go grab some materials for that. Now we do have a lot of leftover dirt from the last build, as well as we should have a little bit of stone and cobblestone left over as well. Now I do need some more andesite and tuff, so let's go down to the mines and grab some of that. Let's grab some of this andesite here. That should hopefully be enough andesite for today. Now we just need to go get some tuff. Now let's mine out this tuff deposit here. And with that, we should have all the resources we need to start building a nice little terrain area. Now, the first thing I want to do is extend this area of upper platform basically over to the mountainside over there. Now if we extend out the land down here a bit so it flushes pretty much up with the bottom of this, we can then make a nice little cliff face. Now we are going to want a way to get up here, so let's make a nice little staircase area right here that winds down the side of this mountain. Now when it comes to the actual terraforming, we're going to start out with the top with the brighter colors of the clay, and then we're going to go transition into our stones, and then we're going to go to the bottom in which we have our tuff and our cobblestone, which are darker tones. Then if we repeat this over and over, we will then have a nice little gradient, and if we make sure that we kind of taper them off to the side, it'll end up making a nice little coloration. And if we add some mossy cobblestone in with it, it will also give a nice different coloration to the wall. We can also add in the occasional wall in order to make just a nice smoother transition to the actual rock face. Now we just need to do that to a bunch more of here. So let's cut into a time lapse. That finishes it up with the cliffs, and I think they turned out really good. Obviously we need to wait for the grass to disperse and grow, but otherwise it is all good and done, and the farm tree is done and complete. Now that the farm tree is done, we can now put all our focus on the nether portal tree over here. Now this tree has a little bit different color palette from most of the other trees in that it's going to have a lot of pinks and purples just to match the nether portal and that magical vibe. Now to start building this, I'm going to just build a nice little platform here around of dirt just to kind of elevate the tree trunk up a bit on a pedestal so that it's a little bit grander and we have to go up a little bit. First thing I want to do is encase the portal with some logs so that we cover up the ugly obsidian and just make it so that it's a little bit more magical. Okay, so we've encased the nether portal, and I think it's gonna be turning out pretty good. I'm gonna get some slabs here so you come up here and out of the portal. Now we just need to build up the roots, up the trunk, and up the branches as well. So let's go and do that. Now the build is pretty much done. We just have one tiny little thing to add, and that is our enchanting table here at the top. Now, is it really that useful now that I have a villager trading hall and everything? Not really, but it's just nice to have up here. And I think it works really well with the magical essence of the tree just being down here. And I think it will tie it all together. So if we ever do need to use an enchanting table, we have it. Overall, I really like how this build turned out. I really like how basically the tree canopy itself is moved by this enchanted crystal, and with the Nether portal in the center, I think it is just an amazing idea for a tree. I think it turned out really, really well. And now the whole area, the skyline, is looking really, really good. And I think that is going to end it up here and onto some glamour shots. I think this turned out really, really well, and the skyline looks phenomenal now. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good life.